Hey everybody, Tony Palumbo here, and today I have Karen Burkholder of Burkholder Insurance, and she's going to be discussing with everyone questions that you may have about Medicare because it's very confusing and there's a lot of folks out there that have questions and we need to get answers. So welcome to the call, Karen.
Thank you, Tony, for having me on the call today.
Awesome. Hey, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here talking with you. So, you're in the Medicare space, which we all know can be very confusing. I recently helped my parents get onto Medicare, and they had a lot of questions. And it seems like there's a lot of misinformation out there. And so maybe you could touch on a little bit about your agency, where you're located, and who you're able to help.
Sure. I am in the Dallas area. The office is in Richardson, which is just north of Dallas. And like I say, it's just north of 635 or the Great Wall of 635. So when I moved to Dallas in 1988, they told me if you do anything inside 635, you never go on the outside. And if you do on the outside, you never go in. And so I am on the outside part of 635. So if that helps people know about where it's at in the North Dallas area. So,
No, that's great. So, do you only meet with people face to face? Are you able to help them over the phone? Do you only work Dallas or do you do the whole state of Texas?
I can do the whole state of Texas, and now because of the internet that I'm able to meet, like we're meeting now on Zoom or GoToMeeting, so we can meet face to face, but over the computer. And so I like that a lot, where I'm still talking with my clients anywhere in the state, and they actually get to see the interaction, just as if I was at their kitchen table.
That's great. That's great. That's a great thing about technology is, we can adhere to social distancing and we can keep everybody safe, but we can still help everyone at the same time. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
awesome. And, just so we can get some answers, there's a lot of information out there about Medicare. There's a lot of misinformation, myths. So people, they get confused. So, one of the biggest questions that I hear a lot are people that are actually working. So when they turn 65, many people are still employed, they're still working,
Mhm.
they're still getting some group coverage. It's very expensive for them. So what are some of the benefits of switching to Medicare while I'm still employed? If I recently turned 65, but I still have the ability to stay on my group coverage, do I stay on? Do I switch?
Tony, that will depend on the person, but I do like to actually educate my clients on your options. That if you get on Medicare, and actually turn the Part B on 3 months before, the month of, and 3 months after your 65th birthday, then you have the option of no underwriting if you choose to go the supplemental route. So we'll talk about that in a minute on the supplemental advantage. But if I can keep something as an insurance agent off an underwriter's desk, I'm going to do it. So if we can get them through the system without going through the underwriter, so that they don't go back and look at all the medications you've taken for the last 5, 10 years, depending on the underwriter, you get the best rate for your Medicare supplemental plan.
Oh,
And
that's
so
huge.
if you wait till you retire at 67 or 70, then you're limited on what supplemental plan you have without it going to underwriting. So if I can rate all of the carriers that are in your zip code versus the one or two, that's going to give you a better option.
That's great. That makes sense. So don't wait, you guys. If you're turning 65, it's better for you, according to Karen, is to just go ahead and apply, reach out to her and get started right away. So what is it with the prescription drug plan? So some people are not taking medications, but I've heard that they're required or it's better for them to get a prescription drug plan when they turn 65. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yes, the prescription drug, or Part D part of the Medicare system, started, I believe it was in 2005, that they did pass the law that said that if you don't have a drug plan, and it has to be a qualified drug plan, that there's a 1% per month penalty for the number of months you don't have a qualified plan. For the rest, that penalty will be applied to the amount coming out of your Social Security check for the rest of your life. So if you
Wow.
wait till you're 70, That is 60 months of not having coverage through a qualified plan. And your group plan, if you do decide to stay on your group plan, is a qualified plan as long as there's drug coverage within that plan. But if there's not qualified drug coverage within that group plan, then they consider that, you don't have your drug coverage. So that's a 1% per month penalty. And that 1% is based on what everyone is paying in your zip code for the drug coverage. So if it's $7 for your drugs, then it's 1% of that, time the 60 months. And that's going to be what is coming out of your check. I've known somebody that has a $25 penalty, because they didn't have the drug coverage for almost 10 years. But they had
Wow.
drug coverage, but it was not deemed qualified drug coverage.
And that never goes away. That
It
penalty is for
never goes
life.
away.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah,
so,
that's really important that they
mhm.
get that. Then I can
Oh yeah.
understand exactly. And then what are the what are these part A, part B, part C, part D? What do these letters mean? There's a lot of information out there about all these letter plans. Can you touch on those and explain what those letters mean?
Sure, Tony. The part A is what you have been prepaying for all the years that you've been working. That's what's been coming out of your paycheck. And then that part covers hospitalization and hospice and some skilled nursing. So it's a certain number of days that you've prepaid for all those years of working. Part B is what happens within the confines of the doctor's office and lab work and x-rays and CAT scans and things like that that can be done within the doctor's office. Part C is the combination of those two plans in an Advantage plan, and then Part D is the drug plan. So
Gotcha.
that's the quick and dirty version of the plan explanation. So
Okay. And then I see these historical figures from sports on TV talking about all kinds of benefits and things that are available. Is any of that true, or is there all these extra benefits that you can't get with original Medicare that people are always asking about? Can you talk a little bit about that?
those are in the Advantage plan or the Part C, some of those. But obviously, all the carriers are not going to have every one of those extra benefits in every plan. So some of the zip codes, you may have what we call the give back plan, but not every zip code is going to have it with every plan carrier.
What's the give back plan? What is that?
That means it's like they will pay some or all of your Part B. So instead of it coming out, or it will still come out of your Social Security check, but they will reimburse you that, this year, the 148.50.
So some of the plans they have a benefit where they'll actually pay some of that Part B premium for the consumer, is what you're saying.
Right. And it
Oh,
just
that's great.
depends. Yeah, I mean, it's great within, if you're in the zip code that does that, but usually those plans don't have a lot of what I call bells and whistles, which are the other benefits. So you may rather have dentures this year than the $144 give back, because the other plan with the same carrier may have a $3,000 dental. And so you can get your new dentures this year because you go with plan A or plan 1001, so we don't confuse with the alphabet and the numbers. So if you go with this plan, you can get dentures. If you go with this plan, you get the give back. So which do you need? And that's where it's like every year we need to look and see what you think is going to be coming up within the next 12 months and see if you're on the right plan for this year.
Great. So if someone's out there watching right now and they have questions about Medicare, or maybe they're already enrolled in a plan, or they're coming up to the age of 65, or they're beyond the age 65, they haven't enrolled in Medicare, reach out to Karen Burkholder at Burkholder Insurance Agency. Karen, how can they contact you? What's the best way to reach you?
They can call the office number, or they can uh, link to my calendar. And I believe we're going to be putting that at the end of the video, the link to my calendar to get on my schedule so I can discuss with them their options. And then the way I like doing it is having a 15-minute call and then find out what their needs are. And then I've got my homework to do to make sure I find the best plan. And then we come back and then have an hour-long conversation, and I let them think about it. And then, we'll have another appointment. So I do like having a 3 appointment, sales process, if you want to call it that way. I think of it as I want to take care of my clients, and I like doing it in a very systematical 3-step plan. I don't want to call you and I've never spoke to you before and then sell you on a plan that it's not going to be right for you and you're stuck with that for 12 months. Let's let's look at each plan and see what's available. I'll show you your options. I'll let you think about it, and then you tell me, if this plan's going to work or not. So that's the way I like doing it. Other people may do it different.
That's great. And that's really important, I think, to find what each individual needs, because everybody's different. Everyone has their own needs. So learning what the needs of your clients are is very commendable, and that's awesome. And yes, we're going to post the link in the description below for Karen Burkholder Insurance Agency. So for those of you out there in the great state of Texas that have questions about Medicare, definitely reach out to Karen. Until the next video, I want to thank you guys for all being a part of this. If you like what we have to offer, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell for notifications so you'll get more content coming as we have these videos roll out. Thank you guys. Thank you, Karen, for being on the call. And until the next video, you guys have a great day.